Getting funding is probably one of the toughest hurdles for any entrepreneur. But if you're a minority business owner, well, the data shows it's even tougher. So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful tool designed to help level that playing field: minority business grants.
Let that sink in for a second. This one statistic from the Federal Reserve Banks tells a really powerful story. It's not just some number on a page. It represents countless entrepreneurs with brilliant, game-changing ideas who are getting held back. And that's exactly why we're talking about this today.
And when you put the numbers side by side, wow, that funding gap becomes crystal clear. You see, about half of white business owners get the full funding they're looking for, but that number drops to just over a third for minority owners. This is precisely why alternative funding, like grants, isn't just a nice to have, it's an absolute necessity.
Okay, so if the usual routes, traditional funding, are often a roadblock, where do you turn? Well, for so many people, the answer is grants. They can be a true lifeline, that critical fuel that underrepresented entrepreneurs need to get off the ground and really start to scale.
So, what exactly is a minority business grant? Simply put, it's funding or other resources specifically designed to help entrepreneurs from underrepresented groups build their dreams. And here's the absolute best part, and I'm going to say it again because it's so huge. You do not need to repay it. It is not a loan. It's a direct investment in you and your vision. But honestly, the money is just the beginning. The value of these grants often goes way beyond the check. You're talking about getting mentorship from people who've been there, done that, professional development to sharpen your skills, incredible exposure for your brand, and access to networking opportunities that can open doors you never even knew were there. Okay, this is super important, so let's clear it up. The term minority business can actually mean different things depending on who you ask. The government has a pretty specific, formal definition, but a lot of private organizations use a much broader one that also includes women, LGBTQ+ founders, and immigrant entrepreneurs. So what's the bottom line here? You've got to read the fine print and check the specific eligibility for every single grant you look at. All right, so it's one thing to know these grants are out there, right? But it's a whole other ballgame to actually win one. So let's get into it. Let's break down a strategic playbook, a game plan to help your application stand out from the crowd. It really boils down to these 4 key moves. First, you gotta search smart. Second, you have to dig into all the details. Don't waste your precious time applying for grants you're not even eligible for. Third, your story, your why, has to connect with them. And fourth, you've got to back up that amazing story with solid proof. So where do you even start looking? Let's get practical. For any federal grants, grants.gov is your go-to. It's the official source. For private ones, databases like the Candid Foundation directory are incredible. But hey, don't sleep on your local resources. Your local Chamber of Commerce, small business development centers, and minority business development agency centers can be gold mines for opportunities right in your own community. Okay, lean in for this one, because this might be the single most important piece of advice I can give you. The folks reviewing these grants, they read hundreds, maybe thousands of applications. They can sniff out a generic copy and paste answer from a mile away. They want to hear your story. Why this business, what gets you up in the morning, and critically, how does your mission line up with their mission? Make that connection impossible for them to ignore. Okay, we've talked about the what, the why, and the how. Now let's get down to brass tacks and make this really tangible. Let's look at some real, actual grant opportunities that you could be applying for. Kicking things off, here are a few great examples. The Freed Fellowship is awesome because they give out awards every single month, which means more chances for you. The Galaxy Grant is fantastic because it supports entrepreneurs no matter what stage they're at. And the Transform Grant? It is a perfect example of that more than money idea, combining the funding with a full year of mentorship. Now for women founders, there's a whole world of incredible tailored opportunities. Amber Grants are really well known, also with monthly awards. Empower Her is perfect if your business has a social mission at its core. And Her Eyes is great because it provides those quick, accessible microgrants, that little boost right when you need it most. And that support absolutely extends to the LGBTQ+ community, often with a really specific focus. The Queer Business Alliance, for instance, targets its microgrants at brand new businesses. The National Pride Grant is for more established small businesses that are ready to grow. And the Ramba competition is an amazing opportunity for MBA students and alumni. See what I mean? It just goes to show how specialized and diverse this whole grant world can be. Whew, okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, from understanding the problem to building a strategy and seeing some real world examples. So, the big question is what's next? How do you take all this knowledge and actually turn it into action?
All right, if you take nothing else away from our chat today, let it be these four things. One, that funding gap is very real, but grants are a powerful, practical way to help close it. Two, remember to look beyond the dollar signs. That mentorship and network can be truly priceless. Three, success comes from a strategic application that tells your unique story. And four, most importantly, know that there are specific opportunities out there with your name on them just waiting for you. So, I want to leave you with one final thought, one question to really chew on. Think about your own business, your own dream right now. Whether it's the money you need for new inventory, a marketing campaign, or just the powerful validation that comes from someone believing in you, how could a grant be that one thing, that catalyst, that completely transforms your business? The opportunities are out there. Now it's time to go get them.